explanation why your favorite artists are getting dropped from Atlantic. I know the reason. I will tell y'all in a second. Okay? What else? What else I've been knowing? Oh, I got the reason as well why Bad Bunny is making more money than any nigga in music. Okay? Other than he sells the most. But we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about a bunch of other shit. Somebody says y'all hitting that Queen Elizabeth pack. I don't know how to feel about that. By the way, rest in peace to Queen Elizabeth, I believe the second. Coming from a country, I see a lot of people over here. We turn everything to a joke. So I see a lot of people in the United States. Obviously, people are reflecting on the colonial past of the United States. There was a historic war fought to get and grant the independence of the United States away from Britain, which has always, been shrouded underneath a monarch, right? So I understand why some people are like reacting to that. However, and not that this is a competition, the Queen of England, like even to this very day, the Queen of England is heavily represented in a country that I was born in, which is Jamaica. Jamaica is still a colony, even though I think it's called an independent colony. So it's like we acknowledge them, but we don't they don't tell us everything to do. Like, it's weird. Anyway, there's heavy presence of the Queen and that family still in places like Jamaica. I think the death of the Queen is given interesting responses because, again, when you have been, in some cases, oppressed by that system, how could you be mournful of someone dying who was the symbol of that system? So that's why I really don't have any comment on whether some people got jokes, some people are sad. I don't necessarily look at it as, I think she lived a full life. I never garnered resentment or hatred for her. I understand what being a colony of a country like that meant. And also, like in comparison to like the United States, where I was born in Jamaica, like we only got our independence, I believe, 1964 or something like that. Might be off on a date, but it's definitely August 6th. That's her Independence Day. So again, Queen's dead, but here's the thing. The Queen's dead and now there's a king. Her oldest son, King Charles, is the now ruler. And what's been very unclear, because there's a lot of political structures that kind of operate simultaneously in the UK or Britain, whatever you want to call it. What's unclear is how much power do they have over whether policy, or is it just an antiquated, regarded structure that is still represented and respected? You know what I mean? You can't tell me one thing. Well, maybe if you're really educated, you can't tell me one thing the Queen has fucking decreed or done that has affected many people recently. Now, yeah. Somebody say he not dead too. Nah, that's the oldest son. Y'all want to go through the lineage real quick? I don't want to sit here talking about the fucking Queen all day. I ain't in Britain. So Queen Elizabeth II. I don't want to be too disrespectful, but she's a pack. Okay? She had a couple sons. Let me figure out her sons. She had a couple kids. Let me see. Queen Elizabeth. This should get deep, really. Because Queen Elizabeth kids. Okay, you have King Charles III, so he's now the king. He's 70, by the way. You have Anne, who's a princess royal. I don't know what the fuck is this? So I don't know if they count the women. Bro, I don't know. I don't really know how this shit works. So excuse my ignorance. I don't even know how, like, in most monarchs, they usually don't just be like, oh, the queen is ruling unless the queen was married to the king. So usually the daughters of the queen or the king, they don't get appointed to be like the head person unless their husband gets appointed and the husband dies. How did the queen become the queen? Let me look that up. Queen Elizabeth How did Queen Elizabeth become queen? Hilarious. Okay, became the queen of Northern. What the fuck? Following the death of her father. Did her father not have like King George? What the fuck? Let me see. King George children. Oh, okay. So this nigga didn't have he ain't had no sons. So he had 2 daughters, and that's how she became the queen. She married some nigga, and then she had a bunch of kids, and now one of her oldest son is gonna be the king, which is King Charles the Third, which is this nigga right here. He's like the same age as Trump. And then his kids, I think he got kids. Sons. Yeah, his sons, this one is fucking a black chick. This nigga name is Prince Harry. He don't want none of that crusty, pale ass hoes from the Kingdom Elizabeth people. He went and got a black bitch. Real talk. Or let me not say bitch, but a black queen. Okay, and then I think he just dipped. He said, fuck all this shit. I think he just probably was thinking, I'm never going to be king. Fuck this, I'm leaving. I think he lives like in Canada or some shit. He either lives in Canada or the U.S. He dipped. Fuck that. So they all went back. There's going to be a funeral on this and third. Whatever. I could give 2 fucks about this, man. One thing, I'm a pocket watcher, so I watch everybody's pockets. I be wondering how they have a lot of wealth, pretty much unlimited wealth, and also the nations cater to them. I'm wondering where that comes from. Is it taxpayers? Do they own some fucking oil reservoirs? I gotta do some more research. There's some cool documentaries you can watch on YouTube. Like, if you watch this shit sounds so corny in 2022. Like, when the queen dies, it initializes Operation blah, 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 blah. You're like, what the fuck? What happens when the queen... Oh, see? That's the most searched thing. I don't know if you can see it. What happens when the... passes away. Look, it's a whole bunch of shit. Here, all right, here's this.
Though that's another interesting story.
The palace will...
After that, the 38 other nations of the Commonwealth will know. A news flash will be sent to the UK.
Where my country? There we got my shit on here. What the fuck? Let me see.
Will call the Prime Minister and say the words, London Bridge is down.
What type of antiquated shit is this, man? Send a text, Instagram story. She's a pack on the bed. It's over. It's over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like some, you know how they used to write? Like, this is like, still niggas is like, yo, send out a chariot and go alert the other nations. No, nigga. The fucking housekeeper who found her, she's a pack. Yo, this bitch dead as a motherfucker. Stiff. Rigor mortis. Over. Pack her up. New pack in the air. She's the head of state of the Caribbeans, or at least Jamaica, which technically is like, for example, like I'll give you a realistic example. Vybz Kartel, an artist, my favorite artist of all time, he's convicted on murder, serving 35 years to life. He's in prison. His appeal to the Jamaican process has been denied. But there's something called the Privy Council that is basically the Queen and the UK they're like a sovereign entity where they could rule, and if they make a rule, Jamaica has to follow type shit. You feel me? So again, it's always been like kind of like, all right, whatever. At least they're like the Queen don't be fucking up and forcing, at least in Jamaica, they don't force you to do what they want to do. You get me? Like Jamaicans, like historically, even the leaders of the country, they haven't been cool with homosexuality. And the UK, who's been way more tolerant, they don't try to force it on their, colonies. So people have just been like, all right, whatever, cool. We haven't said nothing about it. But in reality, seeing some old white chick, Jamaica is mad niggas, bro. Like, it's all, that's one thing that fucked me up when I came to the United States. Racism fucked me up. You know why racism fucked me up? I grew up in a country where literally everybody looked like me. So like we're not walking around thinking, oh man, the white man's trying to get us. Like fuck, there ain't a white man here. Of course we're not rich, but you know what I mean. It's like we're all black, and one of the things I've noticed is like coming over here and talking to people who are African Americans. When you live in a country that the majority of the people are white and the majority of the people in power are white, it's almost psychologically a message to you that you're subpar. You get me? So I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to say like growing up in Jamaica is better. That's not the point. I'm just showing you how different in psyche is. Anyway, reportedly back a couple months ago, Jamaica was just saying, yo, we tired of having this bitch as the head of state, and they wanted to try to remove the UK as being the head of state, which, you know, has some power, but they never really use it. So anyway, I say all that to say, listen, whatever is good for the people who they have oppressed for years, I'm rocking with. All right, anyway, y'all got me talking about the queen, man. I ain't trying to talk about the fucking queen. Let's get to the shit. Man. Oh, chat.